Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another insightful interview. My name is Imran Businesswala and I am from Chitral, and student of Rahan College. And today we are going to discuss a topic that
Perfect.
plays
That intro.
a vital role in both our professional and personal lives.
Exactly.
Understanding emotional intelligence, what it is and why it matters. Many people focus only on IQ, but emotional intelligence is equally important for success, relationship, leadership, and mental well-being. To help us understanding this fantastic topic, we are joined by ChatGPT. Welcome, ChatGPT. Thank you for being with us today. First of all, tell me to being what is emotional intelligence?
Of course. Emotional intelligence, often called EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of others. It's made up of things like self awareness, self regulation, empathy, and social skills. So it really shapes how we navigate the world and interact with
Why
others.
is emotional intelligence important in today's world?
Yeah, that's a great question. Emotional intelligence is crucial today because it helps us build stronger relationships, manage stress, and communicate effectively. In both personal and professional settings, EQ is often what sets apart good leaders and great teams.
And what are the five main components of emotional intelligence?
Right, so the five main components are self awareness, which is knowing your own emotions, self regulation, which is managing them, motivation, which is using emotions to pursue goals, empathy, which is understanding others' emotions, and finally, social skills, which help you manage relationships.
How is emotional intelligence different from IQ?
Yeah, that's a really important distinction. IQ measures cognitive abilities, things like reasoning and problem solving, while EQ is all about how we handle emotions and connect with people. So you can have a high IQ but still struggle if your EQ is low, and vice versa.
Can emotional intelligence be learned or are people born with it?
That's a great point. So while some people may have a natural inclination toward EQ, it's definitely something you can develop. With practice, like reflecting on your emotions, seeking feedback, and improving communication, people can really grow their EQ.
How does self-awareness improve emotional intelligence?
Yeah, so self awareness is really the foundation. When you're aware of your emotions and how they affect you, you can pause, reflect, and respond more thoughtfully. That means you're less likely to act impulsively and you can better manage conflicts and build trust with others.
Why is empathy considered one of the most important emotional skills?
Yeah, empathy is so vital because it helps us truly understand other people's perspectives and feelings. When we empathize, we connect on a deeper level, which fosters trust, cooperation, and really meaningful relationships, both at work and in life.
How can emotional intelligence improve communication?
Yeah, so when we have a high EQ, we're more attuned to both our own emotions and those of others. This means we can express ourselves clearly, listen actively, and respond in a way that's constructive. Ultimately, it reduces misunderstandings and builds stronger connections.
And how does emotional intelligence help in resolving conflicts?
Yeah, so with emotional intelligence, you're better at staying calm, listening to others' perspectives, and managing your own reactions. By being empathetic and self aware, you can find common ground, reduce tension, and come up with solutions that everyone can agree on.
Can emotional intelligence improve leadership skills?
Absolutely. Leaders with high EQ are better at inspiring others, building trust, and managing teams. They can navigate challenges with compassion, understand what motivates their people, and create a positive work culture.
Why do employers value emotional intelligence in the workplace?
Yeah, so employers really value EQ because it helps create a more collaborative and positive environment. Employees with strong EQ tend to adapt better, handle stress, and communicate more effectively, all of which boosts team
And
performance and
how does
innovation.
emotional intelligence affect
When team members have strong emotional intelligence, they communicate more openly, they handle disagreements more constructively, and they really understand each other's strengths and needs. That leads to better collaboration collaboration, trust, and ultimately better results.
Emotional intelligence strengthen personal relationships.
Definitely. When we understand and manage our own emotions and empathize with others, we're more patient, compassionate, and attentive. That builds trust and deeper connections, making relationships more fulfilling and resilient.
How can parents teach emotional intelligence to their children?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Parents can model emotional intelligence by expressing their own feelings openly, talking through emotions with their kids, and encouraging empathy. Things like labeling emotions, validating feelings, and practicing active listening all go a long way in building EQ.
And what are the signs of someone with high emotional intelligence?
Yeah, so people with high EQ tend to be really self aware. They handle stress well, they listen actively, and they respond with compassion. They also tend to navigate conflicts calmly and maintain positive relationships, even under pressure.
How does emotional intelligence help us manage stress?
Yeah, so EQ helps us recognize when we're feeling stressed and understand what's causing it. Once we know that, we can pause, regulate our emotions, and choose a healthier way to respond rather than just reacting impulsively.
Can emotional intelligence improve decision making?
Absolutely. When we have high EQ, we can stay calm, consider different perspectives, and express our views clearly and respectfully. This leads to more thoughtful decisions because everyone feels heard and we balance logic with emotional insight.
How does emotional intelligence influence mental health?
Yeah, so EQ plays a big role in mental health because when we can identify and manage our emotions, we reduce anxiety and prevent emotional overwhelm. It also helps us build resilience, so we cope better with challenges and maintain a more balanced mindset.
And what daily habits can help improve emotional intelligence?
Yeah, so some good habits include regularly checking in with yourself, reflecting on your emotions, practicing active listening when talking to others, and seeking feedback from trusted people. Over time, those habits really strengthen your EQ.
How important is active listening in developing emotional intelligence?
Yeah, it's really crucial. Active listening lets you fully understand someone's feelings and perspective before you respond. That makes people feel heard and valued, which is a big part of building emotional empathy and trust.
Can social media affect our emotional intelligence?
Yeah, it can have both positive and negative effects. On one hand, social media can help us stay connected and practice some empathy. But on the other hand, it can also lead to misunderstandings, emotional fatigue, or superficial interactions. So it's really about being mindful in how we use it.
How does emotional intelligence help during difficult conversation?
Yeah, so during tough conversations, EQ helps us stay calm, recognize emotional triggers, and respond with empathy. This allows us to keep the conversation constructive, de escalate tension, and find mutually beneficial solutions.
Can emotional intelligence make someone a better entrepreneur or business leader?
Absolutely. A leader with high EQ can build trust, motivate their team, and navigate challenges with resilience. They inspire others, foster collaboration, and create a positive culture that drives success.
And how can students benefit from developing emotional intelligence?
Yeah, so for students, developing EQ can improve their focus, reduce stress, and help them navigate peer relationships. It also boosts their confidence, leadership potential, and overall well being, both academically and personally.
What books or resources would you recommend for learning emotional intelligence?
Yeah, a few great resources are Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman, The EQ Edge by Stephen Stein and Howard Book, and Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. Also, there are a lot of online courses and journals that focus on EQ skills, so there's a lot out there to explore.
Okay, if someone wants to improve their emotional intelligence starting today, what are the first 3 steps they should take?
Of course, a great first step is just to start paying attention to your own emotions. Try pausing during the day to check in with yourself, name what you're feeling, and gradually you'll build that self awareness and empathy.
Finally, what's your most important message for our viewers about emotional intelligence?
Yeah, I'd say the most important message is that emotional intelligence is a skill we all can develop. By becoming more aware of ourselves and others, we build stronger relationships, better leadership, and a more fulfilling, balanced life.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for sharing such a valuable insights on understanding emotional intelligence, what it is and why it matters. I hope our viewers found this interview informative, practical, and inspiring. Emotional intelligence is just not a skill; it's a lifelong ability that help us build stronger relationships, make better decisions and discussion, and become more successful in every area of life. If you enjoyed this interview, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational and motivational content. Once again, I am Zamran Businesswala. Thank you so much for watching. Allah Hafiz. See you next in the next video with another interesting topic. Until that, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was a fantastic outro. You kept it really professional and inspiring. I'm glad I could help. And if you ever need another interview or have other topics, I'm here.